I had a client that was stuck in a plateau and she couldn't lose any more weight no matter what she tried. She thought she was doing everything in her power to lose weight, or was she? Here's how we turned that around. Hey everyone, it's me, Chris, here from Body Noble Fitness Coaching, and we're here. We're going to talk about that calorie intake and calorie deficits, and the problem when you have too big a calorie deficit. Okay? So a lot of times I have to fix people in desperate times. Like, so in this case, this client was trying to lose more weight so she can be leaner and look great for her photo shoot. The problem with this is she was exercising a whole lot. I believe she was exercising 3 hours a day or more, okay? And she was eating low, 1,400 calories. So usually when you create a calorie deficit, it's all about either exercising more or eating less. So, she is a bigger person, so you couldn't, 1,400 calories is very low. It's way too low. And then when you add in all the exercise that she was doing, it makes things worse. And so you can't have her exercise more. You can't have her eat any less than she's already eating. Okay? You want to have her look good at the shoot, so she needs to hold on to her muscle. So you have to understand what's going on. And then on top of that, she was taking some thermogenic fat burner products. So she's doing everything that she can. So, and the way she's explaining it, and the way she's explaining her nervousness, and the way she's explaining her anxiety jumping up, it led me to believe she had they call it REDS, okay? When I was in grad school, they called it REDS, relative energy deficit. So basically, her calories were too low, and it's like a form of an eating disorder. Okay? Now, I'm not suited to deal with eating disorders because part of that normally is a mental thing. It's a psychology thing, and that's way out of my scope of knowledge. But I knew that this was more an exercise thing that could be alleviated and help. So, but the problem is she didn't believe me. She didn't believe what I was telling her. So one of the things I know about this is when you diet excessively for too long, your body temperature will drop so that you burn less calories. That's one of the things that will happen. So I said, hey, do me a favor. At a certain time of day, I need you to take your temperature. Do it for the next 2 to 3 days and then report back. So she checks her temperature, and sure enough, her temperature was in the 96. So you got to remember, normal, well-functioning body temperature is going to be 98.6, very close to 98. So she was more than 2 degrees below that. And so what we had to do is we had to put her into a recomp phase that wound up working much better than I thought. At this point, I was afraid that if I tried to take her all the way back to her baseline calories, that it would be too much. It would be too much. She wouldn't buy into it, because she was deeply afraid of not being ready when she was supposed to be ready. Because as those photo shoots are very, I simply put an extra 500 calories in her program. So we raised her deal 500 calories, but we had to keep her carbs low and her fats under control. So I had to raise her protein intake. All right, so we raised her protein intake above it, and she was doing a lot of metabolic lifting. So it was like a lot of volume with short rest periods and things like that. So we had to pull her out of that and get her into more heavier lifting, but it's a lower workload. So remember, that calorie deficit, it can be you more or exercise less. So even though the weights were heavier, she was in essence exercising less because the workouts had less volume. Okay, and we pulled her out of the excessive HIIT work, and we had her do long, slow, continuous cardio. I believe in this case her heart rate was over just to only go over 120, but it's catered to her because she is in good shape. It may be, for someone else, it may not be as high. As a recap, we increased her calories, 400 to 500 calories. We had her exercise less by changing her from high rep, low rest metabolic work, to low rep, heavier weight work with less volume, with higher intensity because weights are heavy, less work. I may change how I do that now, but that's what we did. And then switched her off of long, slow, continuous cardio. Sorry, switched her out of the HIIT stuff, high volume HIIT stuff, into long, slow, continuous cardio. Okay. So what ended up happening? She started losing weight again. I just assumed that she would have started recomping and she would have lost body fat but maybe gained some of the muscle back because she had more nutrients to do so, even though it's a little bit. But she started losing weight and she lost another 15 pounds at almost 2 pounds a week. So this is one of the reasons why I'm so finicky about how people choose their calorie deficits, because in this world we want everything fast, we want everything yesterday. So we're going to take 1,000 calorie, 2,000 calorie a day calorie deficits, thinking that it's just simple mathematics. And the body is a machine that tries to make adjustments to what you do to it, so it will survive better. So, and I try to protect people against that. I would have people maybe after so many months do a recomp phase to where they're raising their calories back up into a maintenance level, but then we adjust the macros, because remember, calories drive the results. Macros make you look good. Okay, so we get the macros right, get the calories right, and then we change the lifting to go along with some of those other goals. Some people just get stronger and gain muscle, which gaining the muscle allows you to burn more calories. And we do that maybe anywhere from 1 to 2 months, and then we put you right back into your fat loss. But we create a new deficit off of that, what your maintenance would be with that body recomp, because you're going to adjust to those calories, and that body recomp stuff will be your maintenance, instead of, like in this lady's case, 1,400 calories a day was her maintenance. When we raised them, she kept losing weight, and then when she maintained, we had to change things. But don't want you on that low new calories. We want you to be able to thrive. We want you to be able to go to events and eat normal at events and not worry about gaining weight. Or if you gain a little bit of weight, you know that it's coming right back off once you get back to normal. And that's what weight loss and planning and periodization is about. So if you guys have any questions of that, please let me know. I have created programs straight for this that I'll put up on my website, hopefully by the end of the year. If you want to go on some programs or go through one of the courses that I have on this, please let me know, and I'll give you a point in the right direction, and we'll get you on that way to building the body that you want and deserve.